You can't get a better finish than that, can you? And what was it? I think there was 30 seconds to go when we got the corner, and I was going to make a couple of subs and put a couple of big ones on, but the fourth official said we haven't got time to do that. So I had a couple of big ones in there, but thank God, because Danny had missed the penalty. He was going to work very hard to try and get on the end of something, and Pelly as well, who missed the set play. He had to get on the end of the first cross that came in, which he did with a header, and we kept it in there. I think we won a couple of headers, and then Dan got on it and smashed it in, and lovely to see the stadium rise as one, well, three sides of it anyway, knowing that there was only 5 seconds to go.
He's had a mixed week, really, Danny, with what happened on Tuesday, but that makes up for it all, doesn't it?
That's the Roy the Rovers story, isn't it? You have a bit of a nightmare, and that's football as well, where it only takes a second to score a goal and your life changes, and his week will definitely change anyway, because obviously he was a bit disappointed in missing the penalty, but anyway, it happened, and if the lads have got that sort of mentality to make sure that they get on the end of something when it really matters. When people score own goals, you can bet your life they get themselves up the other end, and sometimes, more often, they get a goal, themselves at the other end. So I think that was what was in Dan's mind. He knew he was probably going to take a little bit of stick and needed to get on the end of that, and he did.
But great resilience and character from the whole team just to keep going, really.
Yeah, I thought it was, because they're a good team, Swindon, of course they are, and they're going to be there or thereabouts. And when they start playing their stuff and they pass and move, then you've got to move with them, and you've got to be resilient. And I thought we was, other than the corner. They had a lot of play on the edge of our box. They had loads of set plays that Taylor's obviously very comfortable in putting that ball on a button, for his teammates, and they've just got to get on the end of it. But we had our chances as well, including the penalty in the second half. So listen, I thought we had the first half. I thought they had the second half, but fortunately we took the 3 points because of, as you said, our resilience.
The first goal was a terrific move. Started right in your own box with Winchester winning the header, and almost like 4 or 5 touches and it's in the net.
It was a fantastic move, and what really was, it was pace, power and quality, and a great finish by Brian. It was a little bit of an awkward one because it came up sort of like waist high, but he took it lovely, and that was a good start against a good Swindon team.
They made those changes at half time, and it certainly brightened them up, didn't it?
Well, that was a problem with us, really. I mean, Jarrell still, although he kept going today and got his man of the match deservedly, and he done well, but they could change both their wingers and be a little bit more busy, whereas one of our wingers has not played many league games and had a hamstring problem for the last sort of couple of weeks, and the other one's just come back from Liechtenstein late last night. So Joe Morrell did fantastic to stay out there and create the penalty, and that's 2 games in like 3 days, I think it was, that he's had. And it's not as though he just sits there, he puts in some mileage, so he'll deserve his day off tomorrow, and I'll still get him in Monday. But we'll look after him, and hopefully so we didn't have the wingers on the bench to make those changes, which they did, and that was probably the main difference.
4 wins out of 5 now, the momentum goes on. Yeah,
nice. The momentum would have gone on if we'd have drawn still, but I think you could see that we were still trying to get the win, and to be fair to Swindon, they were trying to get the win as well. I don't know if there was any neutrals in the ground, but I think it would have been a pretty good game for this level.
And at the end, that was terrific, wasn't it? The noise and the celebrations at the end, terrific.
It was fantastic, because it brings a club a lot closer. The players are on a high, manager, the supporters, the board of directors. You know what I mean? So everybody is as one when that happens, and it don't happen often, but when it does, it's lovely when you win a game in the 94th minute with no time for them to get up the other end. That's the time to get your winner.
Great, thanks Gary.
No problem.